ready, Mr. President.
Well, let me first make a brief statement. I'd like to comment on the Panamanian elections. I met with the Murtha delegation to hear their report, and I have now received a preliminary report from President Ford and President Carter. President Carter and his whole delegation will be here shortly to give me a full report. In addition, we have the report of other observer groups, including that of the Archbishop of Panama, which demonstrate clearly that despite massive irregularities at the polls, the opposition has won a clear-cut, overwhelming victory. The Panamanian people have spoken, and I call on General Noriega to respect the voice of the people, and I call on all foreign leaders to urge General Noriega to honor the clear results of the election. And I might add that I applaud the statement by Peru's Alan Garcia, who has spoken out against the fraud. I noted with interest that the Archbishop of Panama felt that 74% of the vote went to the opposition, and I understand that Carlos Andres Parras of Venezuela is talking to some of the neighboring countries there to encourage a joint statement against the fraud that has taken place and calling on Noriega to honor the results of this election.
Mr. President, what kind of military force are you considering? We're told that that's one of the options.
The election results have not been handed in formally, announced, and until they are, I will not discuss the options of the United States. I will simply, again, call on General Noriega to honor the will of the people.
Mr. President, you called on him a year ago to do precisely the same thing, as did Mr. Reagan, and nothing happened. Why should it be any different?
Because there has been a massive voice of the people heard. There has been a statement for democracy so loud and so clear that perhaps even General Noriega will listen to it. And I would like to think that he will heed the call of the people and that he would listen to the international outcry that is building and that he would step down from office, in which case the relations with the United States would improve dramatically and instantly.
Have you spoken to foreign leaders? Do you plan to speak with foreign leaders?
I probably will, and without going into who I've spoken to, the answer is yes. You know, we've had foreign visitors here and talked to them.
Do you really think you have a military option, and on what basis could you go into someone else's country?
Helen, I'm not going to say what our options are. I've not discussed that here today. I have obviously discussed options with my own top advisors. I listened very intently to the members of Congress that came in, and some of them had specific suggestions. But I want to see General Noriega do what I've just encouraged him to do and what other foreign leaders apparently are encouraging him to do.
You put yourself in a box here by making such a public point of being upset about these elections, and if Noriega decided to stay anyhow, that it looks like the United States is being ineffective?
I don't think the United States is ever in a box when it speaks out in favor of free, fair elections and honoring the will of the people. That's what we stand for. And so I don't think there's any box involved.
Some members of Congress have called for the abrogation of the Canal Treaty. Is that in any way a possibility in your mind?
I want to see General Noriega do what I've just encouraged him to do. I want to see the will of the people honored.
But under any circumstances, would you
Not going to go into hypothetical
Have you
questions
talked to
at this
him?
point.
Have you given him any personal ultimatum?
Put it this way, General Noriega knows my position.
How?
Never mind, he knows.
Did you call him up?
It's been told in recent, and he knows about it through recent contacts.
Have you issued any orders regarding the military on the bases in Panama in a state of alert? And are you anticipating increasing their numbers?
I will discuss at the appropriate time what options or what course of action I will take, but I'm not going to do that now. What I want to do now is encourage this last moment for General Noriega to heed the appeal of those people who favor democracy and to heed the will of the Panamanian people. So I don't want to go beyond that in terms of deployment of U.S. force.
Are you any closer to an SMF agreement with
I believe in deadline.
the...
I have a good feeling that there's been a lot of smoke out there and that we'll have a smooth summit.
Have you
Today,
talked with Cole again?
Oh, I never
that
discuss
means
these,
you're
all these
willing to
talks I've had.
compromise, right?
Might mean people are willing to do it our way with the United States.
Doesn't sound that way.
Well, don't believe everything you read in the UP.
Will it
I
be,
mean-
will it be settled tonight with the Dutch?
I don't know. We haven't. We'll be talking to Mr. Lubbers over here, a friend of long standing and a man with whom I can talk very, very frankly
You can talk frankly,
about
yeah.
SNF. And I didn't talk to him this morning about it. We talked about other subjects, but I've added an additional hour so we can do just exactly that. But this alliance is not going to fall apart. It is going to stay together and be strong. And we'll work it out. Huh?
What do you think about the North verdict?
As you know, I wanted all along to see him exonerated, and that matter is now being under appeal, and thus I will have nothing more to say about it while it is.
What, do you think he was innocent?
I'm not going to argue with the courts, but I'm in process is being appealed. He's entitled to the right of appeal without a lot of editorial comment from me on it.
Well, you
Although
don't
I've already
believe-
given you
You don't
some.
believe in shredding documents, surely?
No, I believe in taking them with me.
Have you ever faced it on the party?